Okay, Stella's ready for another shop video. This is our personal car. This is our 1990 Ford Mustang GT with the 5-liter engine. It has a few modifications. It's a super fun family car. It's not super powerful, but it is a classic Mustang, or what some people might call a classic Mustang. It looks good, drives good. We took it on a picnic last night. Yesterday was 75 degrees. Today is a little cooler and cloudier, and it started misfiring. And I thought, well, that's strange. Why is it misfiring? So we're going to check a couple things and see if we can figure out why it was misfiring. I think I have an idea, so follow along. I'm going to take off the cap and rotor here. This is our rotor. It's a heavy-duty MSD. I'm going to take a look, make sure the center is not burnt out. It's not. And it does have brass contacts, but they're a little dull. So I'm going to take a razor blade and scrape those until they're shiny. Now this actually happened, now that I'm thinking about it, about a year ago. It started misfiring a little bit, and I scraped these to brass, or shiny brass again, and it ran better. The rotor looks all right. It's a heavy-duty standard motor products, and the cap is heavy duty, the wires are heavy duty, and the spark plugs don't have a lot of miles on them. So I started thinking, we might have a weak spark condition. So over here is the coil. This is what's called a TFI coil. It's pretty common on Ford products. It is original to the car. It seems to work, but it does have probably 180,000 miles on it, and it is 31 years old. Let's do a little test on the coil and see. I've got this cool little tester tool. It's called an adjustable ignition spark tester. It's made by Textron, and it looks like this. And the way it works is you can twist this little handle here and increase the gap from 0 to 40,000 volts. It works for testing spark plug wires and coils and things. And let's just see if we can put this coil to a test and see if we can get it to fail. I suspect the coil is failing or slightly failing. Most coils of this era should have put out about 35,000 volts, and I don't know, I'm suspect. So everything looks good in here. I'm going to clean up these contacts a little more with the razor blade and see if that helps. Let's start it up and see. Make sure she's out of gear. Okay, so she's running with the coil tester on there. Let me give it a little gas and see if it, yep, it's got a little bit of a miss. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sputters right when I hit the gas. Can you see that? Looks like a pretty good spark. I've got it set to 25,000. I'm sorry, 25,000 volts. Let's crank it up a little bit and see if the coil passes. Now I'm not going to do this with the car running. Okay, so we just unwound this little guy here to 30 thousandths. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. 30,000 volts. Let's plug it on. See if she'll even start. Little rougher. Still has a miss. The miss is right off idle. Still working though. Let's try 40. I'm gonna go to 40 because I don't think it'll start. I'm at 30. Let's see if I can turn this. That's really easy. That's 35 right there. Let's try that. Not brave enough, like I said, do this while the car is running. That would be shocking. Stella wants to go for a ride. Not right now. Let's see if she'll even start at 35. Running. Oh, misfiring bad. She just died. I heard a couple sparks and it died. So I think 35 is probably the max for this coil. Now I want to get an MSD coil, put it on there, and just see. They're rated at 45, maybe 50, something like that. Might be a big improvement. That might take care of my mist problem. Who's sleeping in the back of the car? Okay, it's still 35. Let me see if I keep it running. Okay, so if I give it gas, it's missing a lot worse. All right, let's put a new coil in there and just see what happens. I got to order one. Okay, so our new coil came in. This is our TFI MSD coil for our fabulous Ford Mustang here. Last week I showed you that the car was running rough. It's been slowly getting worse over time, and I suspect the coil's bad. So we're gonna do a test on it and just see if I can remember how to get the hood open. All right, so that didn't take very long. 4 little screws and 1 clip. And I don't know, what concerns me about this is, see the white powdery stuff on the coil terminal there? That's why I suspect this coil might be going bad. I don't know. It is 30 years old and has 177,000 miles on it. I think we're just going to replace it. It may or may not fix my mist, but let's put this bright red coil pack in its place, just for nothing else, that it looks really cool. Should go right in there. Yeah, it will. And we'll do a test and see. Hopefully the mist will be gone. Okay, so it's all bolted in there. All we gotta do is hook our coil wire up and see if it starts. I'm really hoping this takes care of it. Oh man, car won't start. What's up with that? There she goes. The starter. Still got a miss. Dang it. Must be another. Still got a miss. Okay, so we're working on our not so fabulous Ford Mustang. Pulled all the plugs out of here. I'm tracing out a miss, and most of the spark plugs look pretty good except this one. See that one? It's a little wet. So we're gonna put some new plugs in it. I don't know why that's wet. It's got some oil on it. Concerns me a little bit. Let's put some new plugs in it and see what happens. Okay, so we pulled the plugs out of the driver's side as well. And we have one on that side. The second one that was, this one? Yeah. Looks like it's burning a little oil as well. It's a little wet, and compared to a new plug, just gonna put new plugs in it and see what happens. Okay, so we put the new coil on, as you saw, and new spark plugs, which I was surprised to find that the number 2 on this side was a little oil fouled, and the number 1 on that side was a little oil fouled. And in my mind, I can't think of the firing order on a Ford because it's backwards, but I think that's number 1, and I think that's number 3. Let's fire it up. I hope our miss is gone. I would be really, really happy. Hopefully it'll start. Last time this thing didn't start very good. Okay, let's try. That sounds better. Let's give her a little crack of the... Oh yeah, no more miss. Miss is gone. That's awesome. Now let's get back to the point of this video. Let's test this coil. The old one, the most I could get out of it was 32 or 35 thousandths. This one's rated at 44,000 volts, excuse me. Not 32,000 volts, not 32 thousandths. The old one was 32,000 volts, and this one's supposed to be 44. Let's try to get that test right. Got my Thextron tool here. This is my spark jump gapper. Focus in on that or not. I've got it set at 35. Let's just put it on and see what happens. Okay, I got it running at 35. You see that spark there? A nice blue spark. I can hear it buzzing. Let's crank her up to 40 and see what happens. It's definitely an improvement. That coil. Whoa! Just shut off. What's up with that? Well, I think I might have just killed my brand new coil. I didn't think that would happen, but let's try it one more time. I just plugged the coil wire directly back into our new coil, and I got nothing. It's not hot, but this tool may have prematurely killed my new coil, which is a bummer. Let's see if it'll start. Nothing. Dang it. Okay. Okay, so I suspect that I killed my new coil. I got my old coil here. It still works. It went through all kinds of testing the other day, but didn't seem as powerful. I just have it hooked up. Let's hope she starts. Fry something in the computer. Well, she's flooded, but it's running. Let's see if it'll idle. Well, I must have killed the brand new coil. Dang it. It's running good now. Okay. Well, drat. That ruined the whole video. So I guess you're not supposed to test your coil with my Thextron spark tool, because you will ruin your brand new coil. Oh boy.